Welcome back here, 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. Right now, we are about to watch Drexel taking on NC State. Now, yesterday, Drexel had a pretty solid victory in their game against Fresno State Bulldogs, and I felt Fresno State coming in, talking to some of those guys, that they were going to be potential favorite here, but they got beat by Drexel. It was a bad game for Fresno State, and so now Drexel coming in against NC State. I think you got to give the nod to Drexel. NC State, they lost their game here on the main field against Temple, so we'll see if NC State can pick it up. And on the breakout, here comes a big move all the way up in the center, and it looks like bodies dropping all over the place. There's a major penalty. I mean, things are going crazy in this first point. Two majors, it looks like, assessed. I don't know if that's the same major, but NC State, bodies dropping all over the place. Drexel had lost a ton of bodies as well, but with that major, that should give them the point. Let's check in with Lauren real quick.
Yes. Hey guys, so Drexel has a pretty cool story. Some of our viewers may not be too familiar with them. They haven't been seen here since 2010, but they actually won X-Ball in 2010. After that, their school shut them down and they took a hiatus. They returned in 2012 and played AA. They decided to bump up this year to X-Ball, but none of their players have actually played X-Ball before coming into this match. They have 3 freshmen and 4 seniors, so this is their real chance to get a win here in X-Ball again before they have to rebuild the team. They went 3-0 yesterday, so they're hoping for a win here. Back to you.
So let's check out this replay here. Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, Drexel definitely with an interesting story. I remember that back in 2010. So here we go on the breakout. Very chaotic break. So you see pretty decent so far, but all of a sudden, bodies are going to start to drop. You see that battle in the center comes through. Probably should have switched his hand, come around left-handed around that side, but it worked. Yeah, we didn't get to see those penalties, but what happened after that was major assessed on NC State. Not sure if it was 1 or 2. I saw 2 flags go up, so we'll see if they have 1 or 2 bodies in that box, either starting with 3 or 4, but unfortunately for NC State, playing against the favored Drexel here, kind of coming out and shooting themselves in the foot immediately.
According to the refs, NC State, the Dorito side player, had a hit on his loader. He looked at it and kept playing, which is why they got that major.
Yeah, thanks. So you just don't want to start out like that. Unfortunate for NC State. So it looks like they will be starting with 4. Yeah, so just 1 major. That's a lot better than 2, obviously. So now 4 bodies for NC State. We'll see if they can whip those guns around, shoot one of the Drexel players to even this body count up. But Drexel pretty much got spotted that first point here for them. And they're going to go right up to the center. And it looks like all 4 bodies able to make it out alive here for NC State. That's going to help. But no bodies drop for Drexel. So it's 5-on-4 still. Yeah, so looks like here comes Drexel making that move over a little bit towards the snake. They still have that body who ran off the break into the red zone. The Aztec, the offset Aztec in the center.
Yeah, NC State. All right, here we go. Back in the mix. Drexel up there in that center. Looking to make a move down the Dorito side, but NC State going to get another major penalty, send another body to the box. Clement's going to see that and be off to the races. He's going to go book down to the end of the snake, come up looking for bodies. I think that's going to do it. He's yelling, screaming for everybody to stop shooting so he can run that flag in. Go save as much time on the penalty as possible. Good heads-up play there by Clement. Go grab that flag. Drexel attacked the center of the field right away. Went to that small temple on the Dorito side to lock off NC State from getting down that side of the field. And then just attacked all around, shot bodies out of their bunkers, drew another major penalty. NC State not off to a good start, spotting a couple penalties and 2 quick points to Drexel here with not even 2 minutes expired.
This is exactly what they didn't want to happen. Drexel, they played great in that first match we saw here. Obviously, they played a couple other games too, but with both, I thought Clement played really solid with Bothwell. The double dose of Clement and Bothwell over here on the Snake side was a really tough duo for the, when they played and then had that first win against Fresno State. That's their ability to get over here in the Snake and get things done over here really helped Drexel win that. So, look for Clement and Bothwell here to be Snake 1 and Snake 2, with Clement first to attack, Bothwell right behind him. And, but NC State, if they're going to keep getting penalties like this, it's going to be a long game for them.
Yeah, you don't want to be playing 5-on-4, especially against a team that knows how to run it up. And, it's win or go home. Everything matters. Yeah. Definitely don't want to dig yourself a hole that you're going to try and spend the whole rest of the first half digging yourself out of. But, tough break here for NC State. They did have that tough loss yesterday to Temple, and, really needed to get something going here early, to try and get some momentum going.
Let's check in with Lauren again.
Thanks. NC State just keeps getting these obvious hits. The ref said that penalty was for a hit on the inside of his loader, so he could have called himself out, but he continued playing. Back to you.
So, in that first game that NC State played yesterday here on the main field, they had 5 penalties. So, starting it off early here with a quicker pace and having to start with 3 bodies in this point. 41 seconds on that first major. So running 2 up into that center. Drexel looking real good here. Not pumping the brakes at all with this lead and looking at 3 bodies, playing aggressive. There goes a body, so just 2 players left alive, and NC State tries to fill out. He gets shot. And right now, you would think, hey, blow that horn. No, don't blow it. What they need to do is try to take as much time off those penalties as possibly can. Forget about the time for now. And here comes Clement just walking up on the Snake side of the field. And there's Bothwell in the center. And Bothwell is going to run through and hang that flag. So it's going to be a long game for NC State if they can't get through these penalties. I mean, Drexel's the favorite anyway here in this match, so really bad start for them, and that point is good.
NC State only a couple seconds left on that penalty, but still going to have to start with 4 bodies. You're not going to have that gun up on the break. So
Drexel, though, man, it's tough to tell how well they're even playing here. We really haven't seen much of a game yet at all, because NC State, with all those majors that they got to start this game out, this could be a really long game for them. 3-0 is the score, 7:32 to go here in the first half. We'll be right back. Getting back into this match between NC State and Drexel, and an abysmal beginning for NC State. Still have some time on that penalty. They still have time on both penalties. 2 seconds left on that first major, so they will start with 3 again here. So look for Drexel to do the same thing they did in that last point, possibly double up that center, take some ground, only looking at 3 guns and already with a 3-point lead. Drexel on your left, NC State on your right, and here goes on the break. Just 3 bodies still, and they're going to get that 4th one right away. He goes towards the D side. They lose the body coming out wide. So NC State still with only 3. They do shoot. Might be Bothwell in that center. No, it's not. That's Ian Kilnarney. So Ian walking off. Oh, another body walks off too, though. So, and NC State loses another one. So a bunch of bodies here dropping in quick succession. Leaving just 3 on the field right now for Drexel and 2 for NC State. Might be just, 2. For a second, they might have lost another one, but. And here comes Clement, the constant presence in the Snake for Drexel. Whoever plays them, and the way this game's going so far, it's going to be Texas A&M, which that should be a good match. 3 p.m. here, Eastern time, most likely. I don't want to call this one yet, but, I mean, Drexel is just stomping on the gas, and NC State immediately, as soon as the game began, just turned around and started, playing on and getting penalties.
Yeah, it just hurts so bad when you're playing 3-on-5. You know, it's definitely, you know, against a good team. So, you know, we watched Clement get into the snake yesterday and just go down it constantly, over and over and over again, and you never make it any harder on him when he's sitting there looking at one body in front of him. He's got 2 guns. They just Drexel just keeps charging that wall going up to that temple on the Dorito side. Had 2 bodies that time. They definitely lost the first one early on a snapshot with the snake side, but you know, still just forcing the issue up there with the double wall. Here's the breakout. Here goes the 2 players to the wall. One's going to go diving in. One's going to go straight to that temple. Going to lock off that Dorito side. Not going to let NC State get anything going on that Dorito side, but losing that snapshot. Watch come right around, shoot him right in the hand. So that was number 69 right there.
Yeah, not looking good here still for NC State, and looks like Lauren is down in their pit.
I am. Obviously, they are very upset by the penalties that they started this match off with, but they're not giving up. They're still going to go out there and fight. The coach said that they just need to play tight, stop running dumb moves off the break, get into those bunkers, stay tight, and let those penalties, the time run out on those penalties so they can get 5 bodies alive on the next couple of points. Back to you.
Yeah, well, it's just, again, really slow start here for NC State. You can't spot a team like Drexel all these points, and you're basically playing 3-on-5 for the beginning of this match. 6 minutes and 37 seconds left to go. I mean, what they need to do here is get this last body out and then play clean and get good breaks. Keep 5 bodies alive. That was their problem yesterday. Survivability was a big problem with NC State yesterday. So, and also they did get 5 penalties in their first match. We'll see. So here on the breakout, now NC State gets that final body out of from all those penalties they got. Up in the center.
NC State tried to go wide out here on the snake side as well. Lost one. Looks like Drexel's going to lose 2 on the break, though. Might catch a penalty as well. He does.
This is what NC State needed. So there's a major now as Drexel coming off with his hands out going, what happened? And he's got a giant hit on his knee. And then, but up in the snake or up in the center right now is Alston for NC State, and he's going to try to close the door here on this point for NC State and put their first one on the board. And it looks like they will be able to do that, grabbing the flag.
Oh, Negro missed the flag. Got it. Now he's going to charge in, trying to save some of that time.
Yeah, so Anthony Negro going to hang that flag up, big number 1. Didn't spin around and do the dance for the ref. No, ref's going to do most of the work for him. Not even ask him to spin around. Hangs good. So we got ourselves a game a little bit here. 3 points now separates these teams, and Drexel has a major penalty. So minute and 37 seconds left on their penalty. Now they have to start down a body. NC State will be finally 5 strong.
Yeah, so this is the time where NC State needs to try and capitalize on Drexel's penalty and you know, try and put some points on the board here, get some of those back that they gave up early.
So, with, you know, again, ton of time left here in this game. So, with this opportunity, we'll see what NC State does with it. But this is it right here. I mean, down by 3, the penalty on Drexel. If NC State doesn't put some more points on the board, Drexel can fight through this penalty and put a couple more points up. Game over, man. I know there's a ton of games, or a ton of time left, but still. And let's look at the penalty here. Referee runs in, and you can see that as we follow the player into the snake. On this guy here?
It was the guy that the ref had just pulled, and then he goes and pulls the guy in the snake, yeah. So that was just the one body left.
Getting run down by Alston.
So it looks like NC State's going to come back with the same squad. McDonald, Negro, Hood.
So got about 23 seconds before the start of this next point. And again, this is it right here for NC State. I know we have a whole second half of play, so anything could happen. But because Drexel's really good, if Drexel can fight through this penalty and NC State can't score some points on the power play right now, that's it. Game over. I don't care how much time's left. It's going to be too much for NC State to fight back. And what do you think, Todd? I know it's tough to call it early, but I mean, we saw Drexel have a really awesome game yesterday, and if they can keep Clement and Bothwell going on the snake side, but it's up to NC State. Can they put some points on the board on this power play?
Yeah, Alston is trying to get comfortable in there, but there goes a major penalty on Clement. So 2 more bodies get pulled, 1 goes in the box. Should be only 2 bodies left alive. Alston up there in that middle.
Yeah.
Also, NC State went all the way to the red Dorito on the break.
Well, there's just 2 players left alive right now for Drexel. They are on that D side of the field, trapped in the back, and NC State needs to get up in the snake.
Yeah, I think this McDonald over here sitting in the snake. It looks like he lost the top half of his loader, though. He's going to make the move anyway.
Yeah, he does.
Dive into the 50
He
snake.
did lose the top half.
Sorry, that's Monazza.
And he gets a shot cross field even without the top of his loader. And you can see the other player in the center also wrapping around. Not sure if he was the one that got the shot on him. So yeah, Alston in the center again, tall guy, definitely can play that spot well. Oh, they lose Monza over here though.
Here comes Alston through the middle of the field again. Negro running for that flag. He's going to grab it this time. They got to watch the box. 19 seconds till the first guy comes out. Negro just painted the face of that player over the last body on the Dorito side.
Hey, this is exactly what all the fans for NC State were hoping would happen right now. Let's hope Drexel gets a couple penalties themselves, turn the tables here. We start putting some points on the board, keep it close, trying to get in the second half of this thing tied up. Right now it's going to be 4-2, 4:20 just about here on the clock left in this first half. This game brought to you by Empire Paintball and Kissimmee Sports. So what a turn of events here. So now Drexel going to be forced to fight through a couple penalties. Still 15 seconds left on that first major, and they got another one to burn off too, as we see here on the replay. Alston in that center. And you see the referee, that red flag thrown, pulls out Clement, who's one of their stars. So not helping his team out now, getting that major penalty. Bothwell over here from Drexel talking to the refs with their coach. So now can NC State pull within 1? I think they're going to be able to do it. Not a tough call to make though with 5 bodies versus 3.
There you see Andrew Church on your screen. The other big gun in the back for NC State. NC State trying to put it together right now. A couple points on those major penalties. Drexel with 15 on the first major. They're still going to be starting with 3.
Yeah, and the wind is definitely picking up here. Wind can definitely affect your shot, but it needs to be blowing a little harder than it is right now. Kind of see the bunker in the center, the big wall bunker kind of dipping over in these wind gusts, but it's not quite windy. We've all played, Todd, in those really windy situations where you kind of get a little bit of the curve to the paintball sometimes, but it needs to get a little bit more windy than it is now. So he's checking out Alston here, finishing off that last player for Drexel. I like how Alston's playing that center right now for NC State. I also like that they didn't say die. You know, they didn't roll over yet, and as soon as they saw those penalties, you could see the sense of urgency in them. I think they understand that there is a lot of time left, and obviously, I mean, Drexel, worst case scenario for them, going in a game that they should win here, a favored team heading in, going up a bunch of points, and then getting some penalties themselves. So getting ready to roll here. I think a timeout must have been called by one of these teams, probably by Drexel, assuming. If I'm NC State, I don't want to call a penalty here and have that momentum slow down a little bit. I want to keep it rare and ready to go. Let's check in again with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. I am on the NC State sidelines. The energy over here has completely changed. They started the morning off very calm, kind of quiet, and of course after those penalties they were seeming a little resigned, but now that has completely changed to the opposite. They came out cheering after that last one. They said they're ready to play NC State paintball and they want to get this for their fans. So we'll probably see them try to run some aggressive plays here to really capitalize on those majors that are still on the board. Stay tuned to see if NC State can close out this point gap after the commercials.
And we are back here, 2016 NCPA Championships. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. And if you just joined us, this game is a completely different match than what we saw at the outset of the game. Right now, Drexel having to fight through these penalties. It's actually the same story, just complete opposite teams. Right now, NC State with 5 bodies alive, playing against 3 bodies here for Drexel. Actually, I didn't see 3 start. Todd, did you see 3 start for Drexel? I think I only saw 2.
Yeah, 3.
Did they double up that back center? Oh no, they got him out to the other bunker out there.
And they shot one on the break, but they lose one, and then they lose their first body coming out of the box.
Hey,
so
at least they burned that penalty off.
Yeah, 35 seconds left on the second major, but NC State comes charging down the field, just 1 body left alive. He's going to get him. Well, this is on the run. Ruska, gets shot by his own guy in the back.
Well, they better hurry up. They need to preserve that penalty. I don't know what they're doing right now. Go and get the flag, Church. There he goes. So Church is going to pick it up and be able to preserve that penalty.
Church shot his own guy and then was confused as to why the guy stopped.
Here's the thing, though. You see Church running with his gun up, and there's still 12 seconds on that penalty. All you need to do is just head check to the clock. If there's 15 seconds on the penalty, the guy's not coming out early.
Yeah.
He's not going to come out. If he does, that's another major. Good for you.
Yeah.
So put your gun down and run as fast as you can. You don't need to run with your gun up. The guy's not just magically going to appear early out of his penalty. It doesn't happen. It's happened a few times ever, and that guy immediately gets another penalty. So, buckle up, run that flag in to preserve as much of that penalty as possible. Because you want to get a better start. You want to have that. Again, every body that's dropped off that break is 20% of your firepower. So NC State going to be 5 strong still. Looks like Drexel able to get one of those bodies out, and they still have 12 seconds left on that penalty. Here's that point closeout. So nice work up on the D side.
Who gave him a little extra.
Yeah, and he's yelling at his guys. He understands the situation. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, pump. Hit the gas, run that flag in, and you can see here's Church there on the bottom of your screen, and that point gets finished out.
Yeah.
Last guy comes off, and he's yelling at his guys, hey. And then Church shoots his own guy. I don't know if it was Church shot his own guy?
Well, somebody shot him.
Somebody shot him on his own
then
team.
And then Church,
But see, Church runs with his gun up here. Don't need to do that, man. All you need to do is head check at that clock, see that there's 12 seconds left. That way you know he's not coming out, and you can get another second or 2 on that run-in.
So after several majors, Drexel still only has 12 seconds on the box. But majors flying on both sides. NC State now taking advantage of Drexel playing with 3 bodies. Clawing their way back in, now only a 1-point game. So 7 seconds till we start here. 3:38 left to go in the first half. NC State, let's see if they try and run wide. Nope, they pull up a little short. Drexel goes wide on the Dorito side.
Well, let's see which way the Drexel player comes out of the box. You can see there up in the center again for NC State, Alston. And bodies dropping off for Drexel. They lose 2. The player in the box is asking if he can leave. Yeah, he's good to go. You can leave as soon as your time's off, and he comes right out into a stream. So 3 bodies to come off for Drexel. This should be another pretty easy point for NC State. And there goes another body. Just 1 player left alive for NC State. He's on the D side of the field. That means the snake for NC State needs to get going. Snake side needs to push up. Alston's in the center, and he dives into snake 1, and here comes the D side. They're going to get it done again.
This looks like a completely different NC State than we've seen all event.
Knox up there running that last player down. Yeah, there's...
Yesterday, this team was not here yesterday. This team was not here this morning. But now all of a sudden a couple penalties go their way, and now they're running up to the center, flying down the Dorito side, running and bunkering people.
Yeah.
Looks like NC State may have just come alive.
Well, now with the game tied at 4, like we were saying before, when it was 4-0, we were saying, hey, look, NC State needs to, this is it right here. If they don't pick this up and start to let Drexel run away with this, then Drexel got penalties, and NC State starts putting points on the board, and we have ourselves a completely different match. Tie game. Nice play by Knox. Nice play by Alston. Ruska. I mean, the guys out there, the starting 5 for NC State, yeah, I mean, they were looking at a power. They were in a power play the whole time, but still, we've seen guys throw power plays away. They're executing. They're playing smart paintball.
And if you're Drexel, this is where you get Clement and Bothwell back in the game over here on the snake side and try and get something going. Because we played 7 minutes and we're all even up again. So, if you're Drexel, you got to go back to what was working for you before. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left to go, all tied up. We'll be right back.
To play well at a tournament, you have to make a lot of good decisions. But making the right decisions doesn't start the day of the tournament. It starts every single time you step on the practice field and practice until you can't practice anymore. And only when you feel like you've given your preparation everything you've got, you can trust yourself to make the right decisions on the field. And then you get the chance to win. And that's why we choose GI Sports.
So about 15 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Tied at 4 with some time left here. 2 minutes and 51 seconds to go. And we'll see, you know, we're still in the first half here. There's still a whole second half of play. Completely different game than the start of this match. So now Drexel continuing to lose bodies off the break. They lose one going up in the center. And at least they got those bodies out of that box. And it was another one out of the back center here. So Drexel is just falling apart. They do make get Clement into the snake. And he is slowing down Alston there up in the center. And Alston has a friend up there. Alston's got to be careful. He's wilding out up there. Yeah, so he couldn't quite figure out which way he needed to shoot. And he gets taken out. So that could help things out right now for Drexel. Could be that player up in the center along with Clement saving the day, saving this point for him, trying to take this lead. 2:13 to go here. You can see there in the snake, NC State, snake 1.
Yeah, McDonald sitting there in snake 1. He's looking across the field. Drexel just tried to make that move into their red temple, and McDonald just chopped him up. He was in good position there on the wall, especially with Clement sitting in snake 1, mirrored up with McDonald, but now McDonald just has to deal with his mirror. And here he comes. McDonald going to come down the wire and blow up Clement. Looks like he's going to give himself a check. Hasn't called himself hit. He might still be alive. He might have made it.
Well, Church is shooting. I mean, he ends up coming off. I think that's either, is that Church?
Is his own guy shooting at him again?
Well, Church was shooting at the back corner bunker. Yeah, so Church is still alive. They also had another body over there on the D side of the field. They're going to put another point on the board here. So NC State going to take their first lead of the game, and he posts up, trying to burn that clock off.
Hey, Church, you ain't hiding, dog.
Yeah, so that
Everybody sees you.
5 unanswered points right now for NC State.
Yeah.
And Church is just chilling in that back bunker waiting for Drexel to concede, hoping maybe to take it down so they just go with their momentum right into overtime. Doesn't want to give Drexel a chance to, no, so Drexel is going to concede that point right now as NC State takes the lead 5-4.
I don't like that. You know, if I'm NC State, run and hang that. Let's play another point. You got all the momentum. Drexel, don't give him time to figure it out. Check out this replay. There's Clement sitting in snake 1. Here comes McDonald running down the wire, going to bunker him out. Never calls himself out, looks for it, and then gets shot by probably one of his teammates across the field. There's Clement coming up over the top, trying to one-hand McDonald unsuccessfully.
Well, with 1 minute and 1 second to go here in this first half, let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks. Going into that last point, Drexel was really trying to focus on shooting Alston out from that wall. They knew that he kept running to the left side of the wall, so they were trying to lane up on that area. Unfortunately, they did get Alston out, but unfortunately that didn't get them the point that they needed. We'll see if they can get this one to tie it up again.
If I'm in Drexel's pit, this is one of those games where like, what is going on right now? We were putting it to these guys. We got a couple penalties, we couldn't fight through them, and now we're losing this game? Oh man, we need to reset here.
It's a good thing you didn't say Drexel was advancing earlier after those first couple penalties. NC State clawing their way back in, now with a 1-point lead after 9 minutes of play and 5 major penalties.
Well, you just saw on your screen, there's Clement and Bothwell who were the heroes for Drexel in that first match. I mean, the team played great across the board, but really saw those two dudes step up. And right now, we haven't seen much out of them at all. We saw one of them get a major. I think it was Clement that got the major. And it's kind of falling apart right now for Drexel. And even when they got 5 bodies left, they still weren't able to get it done. So they're definitely going to need this 5 minutes during halftime to figure it out. You can see Drexel on your screen. Well, every point's a new point, so we'll see if Drexel can turn things around.
Look like Drexel going to send Lamb back up the middle again. Oh, maybe not. Switches it up. Oh, no, here comes Lamb right back up to that middle temple. Going to go play the wall. See if he can get some kills. NC State gets all 5 bodies out alive. Yeah, then they get their body up in the middle.
Alston going up in the center again. He's been doing really well up there. Looking a little frantic right now, and then he's going to get run down.
but Lamb's going to get chopped up as well, so trading that middle spot. Then all the way back from the back corner. Oh, tries to make too big of a move going down that Dorito side. Tries to go onto Drexel's side of the field.
Well, now Clement gets into the snake. Goes right past snake 1 and snake 2. And with the closing seconds here, 15 seconds to go in this first half, I don't think we're going to see a point.
No, too much time here. I like the effort, though, by NC State, looking all the way past the 50.
Yeah, and also for Drexel with Clement here finally getting things going on the snake side again. And he's going to wrap around and get a shot on that center player, but it's not going to, just doesn't matter. Not enough time left to do anything with that kill. And we are going to head into the second half with NC State with a 1-point lead. And, you know, this game, we still got 10 minutes of paintball here. Who knows what's going to happen in this second half. You can see there, Alston for NC State. He's about to get run down. His back's about to get blown up by, is that Lamb?
Yeah, but then Lamb takes one in the dome, gets his gun ripped apart. So, NC State with a 1-point lead. We got Lauren down in their pits.
I am here with Eric Hood. Congratulations, you guys are leading going into the half, which is huge because you guys had to come back quite a bit to get this lead. This is the strongest we've seen you play on the field this weekend so far. You went 1-2 yesterday with your win-loss ratio. What is it that happened after you got rid of those penalties that helped you guys turn this game around and play so strong on the field these last couple of points?
After we burned those penalties off, we just slowed it down and played fundamental paintball rather than trying to push it down these kids' throats. Those first 3 points, we got some penalties trying to push it down their throats because we were making moves that we shouldn't have been making. So
you guys are playing smarter paintball now. Drexler is definitely taking this 5 minutes to figure out how they can tie it up, try to get the lead back. Stay tuned. This is going to be a very close match. Thank you.
So stick with us here. We have a whole second half action here. NC State with a 1-point lead. Can Drexel get back in this match? We will find out in just a few moments. See you in a few.
The R2 has taken Dye's proven rotor platform, known for years for delivering high-level professional performance, to a new height in paintball loader technology. The R2 gives you the freedom to switch between low and high capacity, allowing for a choice between a 200 and 260 ball capacity at any time, without the need for tools or additional shells. The R2 Reload Alert gives you a progressive alert as you deplete your paint reserve. The Reload Alert system signals you when the R2 is low on paint, and it's time to reload. The patented rotor carousel provides consistently high feed rates, which far exceeds pro requirements, and a re-engineered feed system yields improved feeding reliability. With the active power conservation, the R2 monitors power needs and continuously optimizes the power supply. This active conservation of power makes the loader extremely efficient and provides excellent battery life. The R2 alerts you with a red indicator light when the batteries have reached levels low enough to possibly impede performance. The R2 can be effortlessly broken down for true toolless cleaning and maintenance. The collapsing floor tray gives you the maximum ball capacity while ensuring reliable feeding down to the last ball. And with the highest feed rate on the market, the rotor is certain to keep up with any marker. The R2 benefits from the new rapid release safeguard system. This system allows you to change between a lid and a quick feed at a moment's notice, depending on your playing needs and weather conditions. The Dye R2 loading system, proven technology with new added and upgraded functional features, bringing smart, elegant loader engineering to the game, designed with the player in mind.
And we are back here at 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. About to head into the second half in this game. Right now, Drexel taking on NC State in such a dramatic turn of events in that first half. And we were about to call it as NC State was getting pounded, getting tons of penalties in that first half by Drexel. All of a sudden, Drexel starts getting a ton of penalties, and NC State wakes up from their slumber, starts running off 6 unanswered points, and that is the score, 6-5, heading into the second half right here. And this is a close one to call, almost too close to call. We're about to find out what sort of craziness is going to happen here in the second half. Drexel on your screen, these teams now switch sides. Drexel's going to be coming down this snake left-handed. We'll see if Clement and Bothwell, I feel the 2 stars for Drexel, see what they do here. Can they step up? There's Clement, number 10 on your screen, going to be heading towards this snake side.
Yeah, it looks like Bothwell's going to be the middle guy. Right post up in the back center. Nope, he's going to come charging up the middle, shooting towards the snake side. NC State going to the snake on the break. And it looks like Bothwell does pick him up. So, Monazah gets shot on the break. But NC State quickly fills up into that snake side tower. Here comes the middle by NC State. The move through the middle, he's going to get one, but Bothwell is off to the races. He goes hunting for kills. He doesn't get anybody.
Yeah, he missed one of them, though.
So that's actually going to count for 2.
Yeah, Bothwell goes through 21, runs through on that crazy move. Still leaves 3 bodies here for Drexel. And better field position as they have Clement and the snake. Clement has been doing such a consistent job the majority of the points where at least he's on the field. He was one of the guys that got one of those penalties, I believe, and trying to make it back here.
There's NC State. They still have 3 bodies alive, 2 over here on the snake side, 1 in the Dorito 1. Drexel also with 3 bodies alive, 1 in the Dorito 1. Looks like they're mirrored up right now, but NC State just got shot in the loader. That might be a minor penalty. Nope, referee decides not to give it to him, as he got shot right on top of the loader. But now Clement off to the races, get up here to the 50 snake. He's going to try and shoot that Dorito 1 player. I'm not sure if he knows that the snake tower is hot.
Yeah.
He will now. This coach is right next to him, letting him know what's happening.
I hope he knows. I mean, his coach is right beside him, telling him where the last 2 guys are.
Now, nobody's paying any attention to him.
Yeah, he just pushed it and tried to get a shot on that guy. He definitely knows he's there.
Oh, and Drexel just loses a body out of the middle.
And loses Clement as well. So now here,
2-on-1 situation in favor of NC State.
We'll see if NC State can count the bodies. I mean, those 2 bodies for Drexel came off quick. And here goes number 17. That's Mike Ruska. And Drexel forced to concede the point, losing a high body situation. And the last player left alive for Drexel still standing out of his bunker right now going, what just happened? How did we lose that point? And NC State going to go up by 2. 6-4 is the score now. Drexel kind of falling apart right now, Todd.
Yeah, Drexel was definitely the favorite coming into this match. You know, especially the way that that they had won yesterday, and then watching the way NC State just got clobbered by Temple. And then as soon as those early penalties happened, we're sitting here looking at each other like, oh man, this might be the end for NC State early. Yeah, they made it, just walked in, cocked the shotgun, blew their foot right off, but you know, they fought back. They kept their heads in the game, and you could definitely see the switch in attitude. All of a sudden, Drexel gets a couple penalties, the momentum changes, and it's been all NC State ever since. After those first 4 points, NC State has just been dominant. So here's that big move through the middle as Drexel went double wall. NC State going to come through the middle, gets 1, but then Bothwell launches, doesn't get anybody, and gets chopped up by the Dorito side. So Drexel, after having good field position, lost 2 bodies on that to the 1 of NC State. Evened it up, made it a 3-on-3. Then Drexel got in position and then just got shot out of their bunkers by NC State, keeping it tight.
NC State looks like a completely different team than we saw in the first 4 points. I mean, this is 6 unanswered points right now for NC State. So now 20 seconds to go, and NC State, they have 5 bodies out, and this is, Drexel's just getting their bodies out now. I mean, that might need just a few extra seconds there in the pits. But anytime you see, kind of a last-second walk out, what that means is they either had to clean up a little bit extra, need a little bit extra time to clean up in there, or talking over a game plan to try to get things going. That might have been the time maybe to use their timeout here, stop the momentum of NC State, but I don't think they want to burn that timeout early here in the second half.
Well, 6 straight points now for NC State as they get all 5 bodies out alive, but then lose one up in that center snake can. Bothwell up in that center wall for Drexel. And here comes Clement, gonna come around the snake, dive into the 50. Church comes walking off for NC State. So Drexel trying to fight back here, get a couple bodies. They shoot Knox, he comes walking off.
Looks like Clement might have got a kill crossfield. 2 bodies come off for NC State.
Yeah, looks like just 1 body left alive now for NC State as their 6-point run comes to an end here. There goes Bothwell through the middle. It's a good point there, run stopper. What you call that for Drexel. And NC State
They needed that
6
one.
unanswered points.
They needed that one to keep it close and to finally get some of that momentum back. So now if Clement is clean, and he is, then that hang is good. That means the score is going to be 5-6, 7:03 to go here in the second half. So finally we saw Clement and Bothwell get some production over here in that center and on the snake side of the field. They've been sending Bothwell up the center and Clement out here towards that snake. We see this replay as NC State, that survivability issue finally peaked up again as they started to lose bodies early, which it really didn't have problems, obviously. You know, in those points that they were on the power play, it's a little bit different when you're only playing 4 guys, playing 3 guys. But even the points that were 5-on-5, the past couple points, NC State played tight, now threw a couple bodies away. So we'll see, can Drexel start their own run here and retake this lead? About 1 minute and 5 seconds to go before the start of this next point. This is a good game, Todd.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, also, this game brought to you by Empire Paintball and Kissimmee Sports. We are out here in Kissimmee, Florida, well outside of Orlando, the southern end of Orlando, Florida. And Empire, maker of fine paintballs and many other paintball goods. Also, we're going to be taking a quick commercial break before the start of this next point. We'll be right back. So, in this interesting matchup here, Todd, who you got in this one, man? Who you picking right now?
Man, I'm going with NC State right now. I'm riding the Phillip Rivers wave over here, you know what I'm saying? Phillip Rivers, NC State alum, you know. I got to go with the squad.
All right, just for argument's sake, I'm going to take Drexel, even though they're down a point right here. I think they got the comeback in them after we saw that awesome game they played yesterday. And on the breakout, both teams sending a body up in that center. NC State a little off that center 50, and they lose 2 bodies there on that D side of the field. So now Drexel getting scoured over by the ref in that snake. He's clean. And Drexel also has a body up in that center. Oh, that's 3 bodies walking off right now for NC State. This is Drexel's opportunity to tie this game up.
Oh, back massage time for NC State up in the middle. Didn't trade out. That's not the situation you want to have.
Yeah, that was Rocher for Drexel up in that center, getting a spin.
There's Leong on your screen sitting in snake 1 looking across the field.
Well, interesting, Todd, that they put out some of their...
Oh, what a shot there by Leong. Good angle. You see him wrap around the inside.
Well, it bodes well for Drexel if their second squad comes out here. Some of their guys that haven't been getting a ton of spins, like Leong here in the snake getting Clement arrest, finally. And they get the point to tie it up here.
Yeah. Oh, man. As you see the flag hang there for Drexel. But what a shot by Leong. Came on the inside and just blew up Negro standing in that blue can. Nice angle. There you see the middleman for Drexel.
Yeah, Rocher. Todd Rocher. So Bothwell and Clement both sit in that point. But it's good if you get some of your other guys out there and they're productive in an important point. I mean, it speaks volumes about the confidence that Drexel has in some of those other guys. So you see the breakout here going all the way to the snake off the break. Long loses his gun, has to come pick it up. NC State trying to take pretty far ground on that D side. You can see here on the breakout, goes all the way around D1, slides, actually cuts from the inside. So they took D2 off the break and right there into the red zone. He got shot, though.
Yeah, that was McDonald that went up into the middle. Go heads up with Rocher. I think he had the opportunity to go around and get him, but ended up just coming, trying to shoot through that gap on the wall bunker. And Rocher heard him, came right around, stabbed him, came back alive. So if you're going to commit to trying to get a kill, standing up over the top of that, you better be sure you're safe or have some protection. But came around, got stuck, ended up winning the point, hanging the flag.
So 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go. That means probably, I'm guessing, 3 or 4 points left here in this one.
Possibly.
And it's tied up at 6. Who's it going to be? Drexel on your right, NC State on your left. On the breakout, Drexel all the way. They send Clement to the snake, and NC State looking like they might be getting a penalty. No, I saw the red in the ref's hand, but he just pulled him out. So body coming off early for NC State. Drexel in the snake, and NC State had a body up in that center, but he got taken out. That was Alston again, who's been doing a really good job up there for them. So now just 3 bodies left alive here for NC State. Drexel using their advantage, pushing up in the center. Clement still in snake 1.
NC State, they still got 2 bodies over here on the snake side, but Drexel has better field position as Clement starts to wrap around the outside of snake 1. He's going to be able to put the pressure on Church standing in that can. Also looking across the field, Drexel tries to make a move. Church gets shot out of that can, but Drexel loses their body in the middle. They still have another one over here, filters out to the snake side, or to the Dorito side from the back center. Bothwell launches from the snake tower.
I think that was Cervantes up in the center.
So Bothwell now standing at the wall, trying to play both of those cuts, trying to find the last bodies for NC State. They're in the towers, the Dorito tower and the snake tower. Here comes Bothwell. He's going to try and make a move, but he gets chopped up before he gets there.
Yeah, he might have pushed that body for NC State out in the open real quick because the referee scours him over. There's Clement trying to roll his gun over the top of that, but still 2 bodies left alive. But here comes the push from Drexel up on the D side, and that's going to take that body out of the stand-up temple. There's just 1 body left alive for NC State.
So you got Clement in front of him. Sitting here in snake 2, shooting at that tower. He's going to come on the inside. Almost got caught with his pants down, trying to run on the highway. 2 bodies left alive, though, for Drexel. They got 1 in the mini wall on the Dorito side, and the pressure's just too much.
I was going to say, if Drexel loses this high body situation, this is going to be that point where they look back and go, what were we doing? But Clement there to stay alive, and Clement is going to go run to the stand-up, or jog over the stand-up temple? What is he doing? Oh, he's hiding over there?
Yeah, they're playing the hide or waste or timer game.
Yeah, don't know why you would want to do that right now.
Is that going to be 7?
Yeah.
7 for them, so 1 point lead, 3:46 left to go.
Yeah, 3:46 on the clock here. And, you know, NC State, in these close points here, really just need to kind of click up that survivability metric a little bit here. Need to stay alive in their bunkers a little bit more. You can see here on the run-through, Drexel not able to do it. That was a pretty far run, and here's their snake crew. There's Clement and the snake. And he's backed up by Billy Bothwell right behind him. And there's Clement. There was that last player left alive in the stand-up temple. Nice little snapshot by Clement. Clement's good.
Yeah, not bad.
So it looks like a timeout being called by, I'm guessing, NC State. Could be Drexel, though. I mean, at this point in the game, I want to talk over those last-minute game plans here as the closing moments of this second half play themselves out. 3:46 again to go here, so it could be, you know, if they get a solid break, we could only see maybe 3 more points, 2 more points. Just depends on, you know, quick points are dictated by how many guys die off the break. That's what is going to decide whether or not a point finishes fast. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
This has turned out to be a really crazy match. The one thing I'm noticing on the sidelines is the energy in the pits. It seems that whenever NC State has a bad point, they get a penalty, anything happens, their energy drops and they seem very resigned, whereas Drexel, they are very hungry. No matter what's happening, whether they lose their lead, they're down a point, they get penalties, they're very supportive and strong, and they want this win. They haven't been in the X-Ball League here at Nationals in a very long time, and they feel like they have a lot to prove.
Yeah, everyone's got something to prove out here. Every year you have a different squad. This is college paintball, man. It's tough to keep that solid squad together. And this has been a game of runs. That first run 4-0 by Drexel, and the penalties on NC State's side. Then Drexel gets a bunch of penalties, and then NC State goes on a 6-0 run, and now we have a 3-0 run to put the score at 7-6. And you know, with 3:46 to go, play clean right now. That would be my message to the boys in the pits. Play as clean as you can. You don't want to end this game on penalties. But easier said than done, though, in these pressure moments.
Yeah, and you know, just like you said, NC State needs a run stopper right now. You know, they got to tie this up, but you know, you don't want to force anything. You want to play smart, like you said. Don't get any penalties, and you know, just try and don't give Drexel any free bodies. Drexel's been doing a good job of shooting that body first on the break. You know, whether it's the guy coming up to the snake side or, you know, the guys running out wide on the Dorito side, and, you know, having that field position, playing with the advantage. So if you're NC State, you know, that game plan that they ran where they sent the guys super far over there on the Dorito side, you know, maybe might want that point back right now.
Yeah.
Play a little bit more conservative.
Well, that's the question. What play are we going to see? Are we going to see an aggressive play from Drexel or NC State? We can see something more conservative. Obviously, NC State needing to score a point here, so can't really just go out to those back bunkers and dig a trench and hide. Drexel, that could be an option for them, but that's not what's working for them right now. Get Clement in that snake. He's been running there, you know, very consistently. They got Bothwell out there as well too. Cervantes has been going up in that center, so they're probably going to send Cervantes up into the center pretty far again. We'll see here on the break. And then also, what is NC State going to do? Are they going to get Alston up in that center again? Alston goes to the center. Yeah, Alston all the way up in the center with Cervantes. Alston already to the wall, but two bodies dropping for NC State off that D side. So Todd, the off-the-break shots right now for Drexel really dialed in on that D side of the field.
Yeah, they're just blowing up bodies. They get one off the snake side too. So just two bodies left alive now. It's going to be tough for NC State.
I blow the horn. They should blow the horn right now and keep the time on the clock. NC State needs to concede this point. Drexel's going to win this one for sure. There's only one body left alive. Give yourself the time to come back. You're going to be down by 2 anyway. So if you want to be down by 2 with 1:30 or 1:20 left or 3:20 left, or with 3:07.
Yeah, I think
again, every
Negro
second counts at this time right now.
Yeah, Negro figured it out, saw that it was going down, ran over and pressed the buzzer there in the NC State pits. So that's going to give Drexel another point, but you still have 3 minutes and 7 seconds left now.
But you want to get that reset. You know what I'm saying about that?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been in that situation as
Absolutely.
a coach many times.
Blow it right away.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as you see those two bodies, it's 4-on-2, your guy gets bunkered out of the center, you know, you got to make that move right away. Let's try and save that time. So Drexel with a 2-point lead now, 3 minutes, 7 seconds left. Stick around to see the end of this game.
So we are back here. It's a 2-point game. Drexel with the lead. NC State forced to push forward. Just 3 minutes and 7 seconds left to work with. It's a solid 2 points, so it is very possible that they could tie this game up. There's Knox on your screen for NC State. Looks like they also sent Alston out there. I think Alston was the Barry White guy that we listened to. Yeah, so Alston,
Absolutely.
a.k.a. Barry White, deepest voice in the game. He has been doing a really good job for NC State up there in that center. So look, are they going to send him all the way up there off the break? Here with not a lot of time left, they double up the X. One runs through, and there's Alston. So winning the battle is NC State. That was a nice coordinated attack, and Alston owns that 50, owns the real estate up there, and they have some time to work with, and they have a body advantage.
Yeah, double wall. Looked like the back center from Drexel caught a bouncer as well, asked the ref for a check. But NC State's got tons of bodies alive. They need to send somebody to go through and get out that back center player.
They got to close this one out here. Still back center, he's rolling his gun, trying to keep the attack. And there's still 4 bodies left alive, but they are not out wide. Oh, but looks like Alston getting shot, trying to gunfight over the top in those notches of that wall bunker. That leaves just 3 bodies here. And the body drops for Drexel out of that back center. There's still 1 player left alive on that D side. He repositions, gets to D1. I don't think anybody picked him up. Here comes the attack. No, they know where he is. And he's gonna get run down, and they still got to close this one out. They own the flag. They got to run it in here.
There goes McDonald. He's going to make it, so put up a 1-minute point there, NC State.
I like that center move.
Coming back, yeah.
They sent the runner to clear out, and as soon as he goes up in there, Alston also up in that center at the same time, but he actually pauses at the 50. So 1 body goes through. The 2 guys that were sent up there by Drexel, they are forced to, maybe we get a check it on the replay here. So, you know, they're forced to deal with that body coming past the 50, and Alston, tall enough, stands over the top of that and blasts the other guy in there, thus owning the wall. He dies out of that spot. See, look at that. Runs through, the gun's turned to him, and then Alston off camera a little bit, comes over the top as we pan back. See, in that cut, tall guy able to get that kill. And then here, NC State quickly closing that point out by shooting that last player. It looks like Drexel was trying to beg for a penalty there, hoping to get one. A call from the refs, didn't get it. And now we got ourselves a 1-point match here. You can see Alston, he's about to get shot in here. He's playing all over that bunker. He comes around. Yeah, we didn't quite see it, but he did get shot out of there. Still, though, Alston handling business up in that center 50.
Yeah, huge kill for him, getting Clement out of that snake side corner. He made it out wide to that little mini cake in the corner, and was posted up on the inside. Clement getting that kill, looked like over the top through the cut of the wall. Huge kill for them in order to be able to make that move through the middle, close out that game with the back center, because Drexel still had that spacing.
So Drexel dropping that point, but still up by 1, 8-7, 2:01 on the clock. And there comes Clement and Kilnarney. Man, this is a really tight game. Todd, I don't know, what do you think? Is this the best game we've seen all weekend? I think it might be. I mean, with the drama of the penalties early on and the runs that both these teams have gone on, such a seesaw battle back and forth, and now here we are, 1 point separates the teams with 2 minutes and 1 second to go. I mean, yeah, I'm going to have to give this best game of the tournament so far.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of blowouts yesterday. This one really close. 1-point game here with 2 minutes left.
At least the best game we've seen on the main field. Look at this, though. NC State losing 2 bodies coming off, and they lose a 3rd, so it's not looking good for them. They might want to think about blowing that horn with 1:45. Yeah, that's 2 points. Yeah, they should blow the horn right now. Blow the horn, conserve the time. There's no way your 1 body is going to take out the 5 guys left alive. Conserve your time. They're gonna run it out, though. There they go. They blow the horn. So didn't burn too much extra time off.
Yeah, 30 seconds right there. But now they got to come back again.
Well, and also the level of aggression you have to bring in the outset of a point to try to score it quickly, is determined by how much time you left and how many points you have to score in that time. So now down by 2, NC State going to be forced to ratchet up that aggression. Might have to see that try wall move. We saw in that first game the all-wall play.
I mean,
send all 5 guys up to the center.
It's all wall or nothing at this point. You know what I mean?
You calling all wall already?
I'm ready to go all wall. I'm ready to go all wall right now.
Well,
can we radio it in? Lauren, can we get assistant coach Lauren to go into the pit and call the all wall play?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think she can actually call the play, but she could
maybe
Lauren, throw a little.
Break it down
a little
for
suggestion.
We're going to take our first guy, send him to the wall. Okay? Guys 2 and 3, wall. Okay? The 4th guy is going to turn around, run to the wall. Okay? And the 5th guy, as everybody's running up to the wall, go to the wall. That's how that play works.
Well, let's take a look here at NC State on this replay on the breakout. So there's NC State, there's Church, the big man. I think he already has a hit there on his. Is that a hit or
No,
a
that's
low?
a jersey.
No, that's a jersey.
Yeah.
No, that's
There he
he
got
takes
shot.
the hit.
On his way to the wall. Should have kept going. That one might have bounced.
Man, I don't know about having was that some sort of bright color right on your forearm like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's not good.
This is just asking for the refs to be eyeballing you constantly.
We looked at that several times yesterday. Like, wait, oh,
Well, and
no,
I don't
never
see
mind.
it. I mean,
Sorry.
well, these guys have been getting down and dirty there a little bit. So yeah, you can see it there on the other arm. Anyway, here we go. Can NC State stay in this match? It's going to come down to this. If they lose this break, that's pretty much it. Well, they lose Alston, and then they lose another body and a third, and there's a major penalty. That's it, game over. Drexel's going to be taking this victory. And all 5 bodies have died as quick as you possibly can have 5 bodies die. And they are immediately going to blow that horn. That gives a 3-point lead to Drexel, and that's going to seal the deal here for Drexel. Drexel will be moving on to take on Texas A&M. So
They should have listened to Lauren's play instead of trying to run wide. It's like the 3rd time I've seen NC State break out on this snake side and have a guy run in front of a guy shooting, you know, and the guy have to pick his gun up. When the guy did that, he got shot in the loader, and that's the guy that got the major penalty. You know, basically on the gate, they had the guy that was the farthest wide on the gate cuts out, then cuts back in, and then the guy that's inside of him is cutting out. He's running across his gun. He picks his gun up, gets shot in the loader, now gets a major. So 1:20 left to go. NC State with a major and a 3-point deficit is going to be going home, and Drexel will be advancing.
well, hey, what a great play, or just a great set of plays by NC State, though. I mean, they definitely should hang their heads very high, even though they lose in this match.
Here's what I'm talking about right here. Right when he did that, he got shot in the loader. And then he got picked up, came around, nobody in the wall. Here's the Drexel break. Guns up on the snake side. They lose one going out wide to the Dorito side, but nobody really shooting Dorito side.
Yeah, it was just somebody chunked a paintball hand grenade back there, set a landmine, because that's the fastest we've seen 5 bodies die all tournament long. Well, when you know it's coming, it's a lot easier to get those shots on the guys pushing forward. Limited set of variables in that situation.
Wind's really picking up out here right now.
It is the clouds are hanging low, and the wind is definitely gusting and picking up. But we will have the next game coming at you. Florida Atlantic going to be taking on East Carolina. Should be a pretty good match. So, still got a little bit left of this one to play. Minute 18 on the clock, and here comes the push up in the center for both teams. 2 bodies coming off for Drexel. And starting with 4 here with NC State. They have all 4 of their bodies alive, so they could potentially put another point on the board, but it's not going to be enough because they need 3 of them just to tie.
60 seconds left. Here comes the move into the 50 snake by NC State. Gonna look, see if he can get something across the field. He's gonna stand up and take off running. Get chopped up, but Knox is still going. Knox gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. And Knox with the big move. Is there somebody left? Is he gonna get 1 more? Is that gonna be it? That looks like it. He turns around, waves his teammates. Only 1 of them left. Here he comes. Gonna grab the flag. That's Ruska. So no give up, and NC State still pushing to the very end.
Yeah, no quitting them at all, but it's just not going to be enough because they have to score 2 points in 25 seconds. That 25 seconds is enough to score 1 point, but that's not enough to score 2. Unless we see, because under 60 seconds you have the swing penalty. So if Drexel comes out and gets a major right away, the point will immediately go to NC State. And then that would be a really quick point. Then if they do it again, then we could see a tie game. So that's basically the only scenario here in college paintball that we could see where this game could end in a tie.
So here's Knox running and gunning down the player in the tower. Shoots the back center guy. Good angle on him. There's 1, there's 2.
Knox was carrying a ton of paint for a minute and 30-second match, or a point.
That's what did it. And NC State, you know, playing down a body too still, so.
Let's check in with Lauren down in the pits with Drexel.
Thanks. Although Drexel has a 2-point lead and there's only 25 seconds on the clock, they surprisingly don't want to just run out the clock. They said they want to play this point like it's a tied game and go out there with everything they've got.
Well, we will see if that actually happens. 38 seconds to go before the start of this one. Yeah, the college kids like to fight, Todd. They don't like to just be like, oh, we're up a couple. It's only 25 seconds left. Trying to go out and get some here with just a couple seconds left in this game.
Trying to get their tuition's worth, you know what I'm saying? Flew all the way out here to play these games. Let's run it. You can't take, well, you can take the paint home with you, but might as well shoot it while you're here, right?
Might as well. So NC State will be starting with 4.
Field's live. Got the pit crew. Got my jersey on. It's time to go 4 wall.
Drop the break. Alston gonna run right past that 50-yard line and run into a stream of paint.
Looks like they get 2 on the break, however. And here comes Knox again, running and gunning. Nobody picks him up. He's gonna saw bodies in half. Knox again in the backfield.
Oh,
7 seconds left. Somebody's gonna come with the flag.
And they're not gonna be able to get it in time, but what a great run-through. Runs right past the flag, but another awesome run-through by Knox to close it out. They could have pulled within 1.
Man, he could have shot that 2-pointer from the flag station.
Yeah, no, you can't.
No, you can't do that.
That's basketball.
Oh.
It's the wrong sport.
It'd have been tight, though.
Would have been. But, hey, man, hats off to NC State and also Knox there towards the end of that. Chase Knox, he left it all out on that field with a pair of awesome run-throughs. I think he got, 7 kills in those last 2 points?
The past 60 seconds.
Yeah, past 60 seconds, 7 confirmed kills. And this looks exactly like the replay from the point before. Here comes Knox. At least he strapped his pack up. Still with a ton of paintballs for a 25-second game. Probably would have gone out with a pod. But you can see Knox trying to say, hey, score it. Let's say, hey, again, nothing but fight in that kid.
Knox. Yeah, gotta love the effort there.
Well, before we sign off for a short break, getting this next match, let's check in with Lauren again. She's down with the victors.
I'm here with Coach Zapp. Congratulations on that win. That was really a nail-biter match. You guys had such a significant lead in the beginning, and then they came back. You guys had to fight hard to get that, but you have been undefeated, which is amazing because you told me none of these players have played X-Ball before. So how did you guys analyze this field and manage to come out and play so strong without that experience?
I think, sorry, pardon my cracking. I've been yelling. I think I grew a couple gray hairs there. It was... We trained really hard all year. The guys put a lot of work in. We have a lot of rookies, and we have some guys that have X-Ball experience, but not that much, like Division 4, Division 3. And they just worked hard, man. They love paintball. And that is the key to being good at paintball, is loving the sport. And these guys put in the work in every week and really just love the sport. So it's really easy to mold guys like that. So that's really it. And we're from Philly, and it's tough there. The streets are tough.
They have a lot of Philly pride. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Baby, Rook Squad.
Back to you, Maddie.
Thanks, Lauren. And big congratulations to Drexel. They take the victory. Drexel will be playing Texas A&M later on this afternoon around 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Do not go anywhere. Next up, Florida Atlantic is going to be battling East Carolina. We'll be back. Stick with us.